Bukayo Saka is on fire right now for Arsenal, and there's been a lot of stuff going on social media talking about if he's world class, if he's that good for his age, all this other stuff. But there's one post that really stuck out for me. I even reposted it on my Instagram as well. It was posted by Sky Sports, and before we continue with this video, I'd just like to mention that only a small percentage of you are actually subscribed to my channel. If you could please click the subscribe button, it's free, it costs nothing, and you can always unsubscribe. I am also trying to hit 5,000 subscribers as quickly as humanly possible, so any support towards that would mean the world to me. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the video. I know a lot of you probably already know which post I'm on about, but I'm going to show it right now. This post right here displays a young Ronaldo and a young Saka. It states, in 210 appearances for either of them, Saka has 51 goals, Ronaldo had 50, Saka had 49 assists, and Ronaldo had 43. Now, having a first glance at this, I obviously didn't really think it was real, but it is real, which basically means that Saka has had a higher amount of goals and assists compared to Ronaldo at their age. Realistically, a lot of people will shit on this and say that Saka isn't actually that good of a footballer and stuff. And now I have said things about Saka, I'm not going to lie. There have been times where I've watched Saka, I'm like, he just doesn't look like the type of player that Mbappe is and stuff like that. But I don't really feel like it's fair me comparing him and Mbappe right now. To me, it's amazing that them stats are real. At the same time, it's impressive. I don't really factor it in that much normally when I'm kind of watching a game, because I'm zoning into that game in the moment. And recently, obviously, watching Saka has been absolutely amazing and he's been great, but there was a little spell before where he wasn't doing so great, and you can kind of see everyone kind of turn on him, most of the people, even myself a little bit as well, I'm not gonna lie. That's because I understand the value of Saka, because he's academy product, you know, he was free, didn't have to spend 100 million on him, and he is a good footballer 100%. But would I have rather have had a 21-year-old Saka in my team over a 21-year-old Ronaldo? I don't think so. The stats, they do say that Saka has more combined goals and assists, but I think at the end of the day I would still always pick Ronaldo, but I definitely see the similarities in both of them. Now, Ronaldo obviously had more flair and more skill. Back in them days, that was the normal thing, and there was a lot of players that still built their careers off that, but obviously football has changed very rapidly, and nowadays you don't really get that many skillful players. I think the last of kind of that football style will happen in the next 20 years. I don't see many teams training people up to be these skillful players who are going to be doing flip-flaps and all this other crazy stuff, rainbow flicks, because it's unnecessary. They need players that are just consistent, able to run and keep going and keep going. So in terms of today's game, I understand that Saka can have more goals and assists, but I really do think it does come down to the fact that Saka is used for one thing primarily, and that is just to get down the wing. He doesn't do much more else now. He gets down the wing, cuts it in and passes it or shoots. And I think this is the thing that I do like about Bukayo Saka. He's definitely on the rise, and there's definitely people that are going to be doing these types of comparisons. I think he's his own style of player. I think he's developing some other traits as well as traits that have happened for players that have come before him, such as Ronaldo. But I think there's just all these other traits that are going to be coming into play with Saka. I feel like him as a person and a player, he's a lot more humble. I understand Ronaldo is a lot more egotistical, which is absolutely fine. I think we all love the types of players that there are. I think we need a balance of that, so that's no problem. But I just really think that Bukayo Saka is definitely building towards something. Whether that would be bigger than Ronaldo, I'm not 100% sure on that. But he's 100% developing in the right way for a winger of a good caliber. And that's how I see it right now. I can see exactly how it's kind of sticking together. I don't see how many people can claim that Saka is world class as of yet. I understand that he's a good player and stuff, but I think we all need to calm down in terms of what Saka is going to become, because he's still very young. Anything can happen at this point, and he's great. He's a great footballer for his age. I mean, to have that many goals for Arsenal Football Club at this age is unreal, and he is absolutely shining right now with the amount of goals he's been scoring for Arsenal. You can't help but notice that he's definitely going down the right path in terms of becoming a great player in the Premier League, like Mohamed Salah, like Ronaldo, like all these other wingers that have come before. But I do think that his similarities tie a lot in with Ronaldo, and I think carrying the ball is one of them things where they look very similar in the way that they carry the ball, carry themselves. I just think that I just think Saka's potential is definitely up there, but there's definitely people that are getting way too ahead of themselves, and that's going to be the problem. If you overhype Saka and start putting him on this pedestal with the likes of Ronaldo and people like that, I just think what you're going to do is you're going to really pressure him, and that's when it starts to become a lot more harder to perform. And I hope that doesn't happen. I hope that Saka doesn't see too many things, and I hope that Saka didn't see the thing that Sky Sports put up, because it doesn't signal exactly what people are thinking, I don't think. And I do think that he's a great player, but I don't think he touches what Ronaldo was at that age as of yet. I would still 100% take a 21-year-old Ronaldo in my team over a 21-year-old Saka.